More news coming in from the secret behind a success in Operation Sindoor, a new low-cost counter-drone system in hard-kill mode. Bhargavastra has been designed and developed by the Solar Defence and Aerospace Limited, which signified a substantial leap in India's ability to counter the escalating threat of drone swarms. These micro-rockets used in this counter-drone system underwent rigorous training and testing at the seaward firing range in Gopalpur, achieving all its desired objectives. 3 trials were conducted for the rocket at Gopalpur on 13th of May in presence of senior officials in the Indian Army. 2 trials were conducted by firing 1 rocket each. 1 trial was conducted by firing 2 rockets in salvo mode within 2 seconds. All 4 rockets performed as expected and achieved the required launch parameters, underscoring the pioneering technology in mitigating large-scale drone attacks for Solar Defence and Aerospace Limited. Let's listen in to what this actually means. Let me go across to my colleague Pradeep Datta, who's getting us these updates. Pradeep, Aatmanirbhar Bharat is more than just a slogan. It is this in action here. We saw how the indigenous Akash Tir air defense system was proved to be so effective in protecting us from the drone attacks from Pakistan. This will now be another arrow in our formidable arsenal.
Yes, you are absolutely right. This is another step towards Aatmanirbharta. India is trying to be self-reliant so far as defense sector is concerned. What actually Prime Minister...
All right, just stay on with us, Pradeep. I'm just going across to Smith Shah, the President of the Drone Federation of India. Mr. Shah, thank you for joining us in Times Now. Your first response to seeing Bhargavastra in action here, how much stronger do you think this will make our air defense systems?
Thank you for having me over. I think this is a very important step in the direction to counter drones as well as potential swarm drones that come in the near future. And this essentially is a remarkable step because this is going to show that the cost per neutralizing a drone will significantly come down while using traditional expensive missile systems. And systems like these are going to show that how we can neutralize the threat in a significantly efficient and a lesser cost. While they are being developed in India, including the design as well as the manufacturing part.
And Mr. Shah, we saw the cause. Mr. Shah, we saw the cause for such indigenous low-cost drones this time, didn't we? Because yes, the S-400 anti-missile system was indispensable, but there's only a finite amount we can use, and it's expensive as well. If Pakistan continues to use cheap drone swarms from Turkey or outsourced from China, we can't be using our expensive, sophisticated anti-drone or anti-missile technology to thwart them. We need to develop cheaper, more sustainable indigenous alternatives of our own.
Exactly, and this is why systems like these, which include jammers, spoofers, smaller micro missiles that are like the Bhargavastra and the larger ones, all will be connected together in our air defense network and many other systems like the Akash Tir and all put together to create a digital grid on the border that drones cannot either cross, or if they cross, then in an inexpensive and efficient manner they can be tackled with. And I'm very happy to see Solar Group complete the trial in such a short amount of time and showcase to the world what India's capabilities are.
All right, thank you so much, Smith Shah, for getting us those updates. Pradeep, coming back to you, my apologies for interrupting you. But please continue with the thought. This is a very significant milestone for our Aatmanirbhar Bharat and for our Make in India objectives.
Yes, you are absolutely right. That's what we had been discussing. This is another giant leap towards self-reliance because we have seen the Prime Minister had also been emphasizing on this thing for quite long. And we have seen that whether it was Rakash, whether it's BrahMos, whether it's now this new technology that's coming up, anti-drone system that's considered to be low cost and is being designed by Aerospace Limited as a self-defense Aerospace Limited. So this is going to be a good because already the testing is going on and this successful testing has been taking place in the seaward area in Gopalpur. And they are testing right now because this anti-drone system has got the micro-rocket, and this micro-rocket can engage with the target. They can easily detect the target and then they can decimate the target. Because in nowadays, if you look at this, as it's asymmetric warfare, whether it's symmetric warfare. So drone can change the discourse of that warfare, so they can bring in a different kind of a shift. So we have seen this thing happening when there was a war between Armenia and Azerbaijan, though Armenia had the better, stronger army, but despite that they had to suffer several losses. And the same thing happened in case of the Ukraine-Russia war also. Initially, despite Russians having good tanks, but many of the tanks were demolished and decimated by drones that they received from different countries. So, but India is trying to be Aatmanirbhar. India will not be dependent on any country. Like Pakistan has to be dependent on China and Turkey to get drone. But India needs to have its own drone. India wants its own anti-drone technology as this Bhargavastra. That's really going to be a great effort.
And God willing, Pradeep, with Bhargavastra in our arsenal, we'll be even more formidable, and no country, whether it be Pakistan or China together, will look to try and provoke our air defenses again. Thank you so much, Pradeep, for joining us. That's it from me on Breaking Ground. But news and updates continue on Times Now. Stay tuned.